Hello and welcome back to BD Tips Tuesday, our weekly series of practical pointers to help ensure you supercharge your business development and marketing. So today I'm back for part 2 of my series on how you can optimize your LinkedIn profile for success in 2024. You might remember from my last video I shared that it wasn't just important to have a LinkedIn profile, but to ensure that this profile is set up properly and optimized to make sure you make a lasting first impression for those that visit your page and profile. So today I will cover off 4 more things you can do to optimize your profile and strengthen your online presence on LinkedIn. Number 1 is adding your services. This is a fantastic new feature that LinkedIn has added with entrepreneurs in mind, but it also works perfectly for people in professional services. Why? Because it will demonstrate your specialities, what you can offer to your clients, and all importantly, increases your visibility for those searching for you and your services. So how do you do that? Go onto your profile and click the Open To blue button and then choose Providing Services. You can then add up to 10 services from a pre-selected list and share a little more detail about what you offer. It does have the option to add pricing, so you can decide whether or not that's appropriate, and you also need to add the location where you're offering these services. So number 2 is adding featured content. If you haven't seen this before, it's a section on your profile you can use to highlight work or milestones that you're very proud of. For example, these could be LinkedIn posts, articles, newsletters, and even external media like images, documents, and links from other websites. So maybe you've contributed to an article that's gone on your website or a blog, or perhaps some of your work or projects were highlighted in the news. So this is a place to pin those posts to the top of your profile to make sure people get to see them. If you want to do this but you're not really sure which posts to pick, have a look at your analytics and see which posts are getting the most impressions and the highest engagement, and use that to judge which post should be pinned. Number 3 is your skills. It's essential to highlight your key skills on your profile, so be sure to add this section. If you've already got this section, make sure you're regularly updating this. That way your audience will have a really quick snapshot of the value that you offer and the key skills that you want to be known for. So under your About section, which is what we talked about in the last video, you can add up to 5 key skills. So really focus on what are your top 5 skills you want to be known for. And then, of course, you can attribute skills to each of your educational and your working experiences. So really think about the skills you develop during those times. Lastly, is your experience section, and it goes without saying you really need to keep this up to date, but it can be very easy to overlook. Whilst this section appears a little further down on your profile, it really gives people more of an idea and an in-depth look at your experience and your career journey. So think of it a bit like your online CV. Be sure to document those key responsibilities, achievements, all the things you did for each role. And as I mentioned above, make sure to highlight the key skills and attributes you developed through each of these experiences. So there we have it. 1, 2, 3, 4 more ways you can optimize your LinkedIn profile for success in 2024. And if you want to achieve one thing by the end of February, it's not that far away, make sure you take some time to update your LinkedIn profile. That way you're optimized for success and you'll have greater visibility and a stronger presence. I said this last time, but it's really key to remember that LinkedIn is constantly evolving. So it's good to make little tweaks to your profile regularly to make sure you're making the most of new features. And like I said, being optimized and remaining strong in your presence. So that's a wrap. I hope you've enjoyed this week's BD Tips Tuesday. That concludes our 2-part series on how to optimize your LinkedIn profile for success in 2024. But don't worry, we'll definitely be back with more LinkedIn tips throughout the year. But for now, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.